5:30 p.m.
Karen Mao.
Here.
Karen Peltola, absent. Liz Lasky.
Here.
Charlie Ludwig.
Here.
Lainey Rozga.
Here.
Scott Warson.
Here.
Linda Chick.
Here.
Roll call complete.
Thank you. Before we approve the agenda, Lainey asked if we could amend the agenda. We make a motion for that, Lainey?
I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add an item on new business, replacement of the Sands Park skate park to the countywide recreation master plan.
I second that motion.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay, so now, would anyone like to make a motion to approve the amended agenda?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed, okay. And then we have the approval of the minutes from March 19th. Has everyone seen those?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of March 19th.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. And then we have citizen public comments. I know, Sammy, you have something. Do you have comments? No? Okay. Go ahead, Sammy.
Do you want the remote?
Sure.
Thank you for the time tonight. I really appreciate the short notice. My name is Sammy Lukaskevitz. I'm the executive director for Manistee. In the chairs, in the back chair. I wanted to show you what our newest project is. And also say I really appreciate what the Parks Commission does. We have beautiful parks, and I've told the previous commissions that how a community treats its parks is a reflection of how it treats its guests and the people who live here. So you have an important job, so thank you for that. And certainly a lot of work is done by Jeff and his team to keep our parks lovely, so thank you. But I wanted to introduce our newest project that tourism is undertaking, and it's called Journeys. You might have read about it in the newspaper. We recently worked with the city to earn an America's 250 grant worth $50,000, but the project really doesn't stop there. But I'd like to walk you through the purpose, through the design, through our partnership, and also the impact, because we do plan to place it and would love to place it in a park, which is on the Riverwalk. At its core, the Journeys project is about enhancing the Riverwalk. There's been a lot of work over the last couple of years with the EDA grant, but if you frequent the Riverwalk, you'll notice that there's 22 historic monuments along the way that tell the story of the Riverwalk, and they're in varying stages of degradation. I mean, weather, as Jeff knows, is relentless, and when you have wooden structures over 25 years, no amount of paint, nails are going to keep them. So we want to get rid of all 22 of those, but replace them with Core 10 steel and relevant information. So people can still enjoy the Riverwalk. They still will see some of the things that make the Riverwalk different, but it would be done with steel, which is stronger, it's more durable, and it's art in itself. The rest of our goals are to bring Manistee's history to life, create a stronger sense of place along the Riverwalk, add a meaningful attraction. The Riverwalk is the #1 point of interest in the county. That's where most visitors end up going, and we do track those numbers. And then build on existing tourism and placemaking efforts. We launched 3 years ago a project called Journeys, which is at the beginning of the Riverwalk, or the end, however you want to look at it, at Douglas Park, which showcases the 20 most influential people on Manistee. It will look very similar to that and be made with Core 10 steel. We'll be working with a sign company called Paneer, which provides all the signage for U.S. Forest Service. And there's some of those signs are already on display. We donated 6 to the EDA grant that show the Riverwalk. It has the new branding. It looks really lovely down there. So we're excited to help expand that. But Journeys is an interpretive installation that tells the Manistee story through a series of themes: indigenous and tribal migration, fisheries and natural resources, maritime history and vessels, and industrial development, including lumber, salt, and manufacturing. It also tells about the people and the culture that help shape Manistee, and it's an immersive and walkable experience. It builds on the strength of the Riverwalk as our most important public asset, and we'll be adding visual interest through sculptural elements, providing educational content through interpretive panels, creating new reasons for people to stop and spend time downtown, and making the signage that's down there more informative, relevant, and consistent, and also take off some of the pressure from people who repaint the signs. Some of them are brown, some of them are gray, they're kind of crooked and falling apart. And Mark Fetter covers up every one of them in winter and then has to uncover them, so he will no longer have to do that. And we think that it'll also enhance the quality of life and the economic activity down there. But it's organized into our key areas: indigenous tribal migration, vessels, fisheries, and industries. The location of 4 new displays would take place from the switchback at the marina, the new switchback at the marina, all the way to Maple Street Bridge. And again, it stays with the pedestrian flow that's already established at the Riverwalk. This won't be disruptive to anyone. We're not creating new Riverwalk pieces, we're just enhancing our Riverwalk. And we've been working with Spicer on engineering specs to ensure that what we'd like to build aligns with the Riverwalk, the weight, all the things that the engineers do. It's way beyond my brain. But we'll be working with them on that, and then working with the Department of Public Works on installation of it. The interpretive topic plaques and historical educational content will surround each piece. So again, the 22 individual signs that you see along the Riverwalk will be replaced and look much nicer and have much more relevant information. And we'll be using Core 10 steel, which will patina over time, and really they can withstand much better weather than, say, a piece of wood. It will be durable and weather resistant. They're striking. They are lovely. They cast beautiful shadows, and they'll represent some really wonderful symbolic themes that we've put into place. But they're not just decorative, they're really storytelling tools that people will be able to interact with and I think enjoy and appreciate. So this is what one piece looks like. It represents the indigenous and the tribal migration. It's a full-scale canoe to represent the tribal lands and waterways, as well as the intricate transportation system from the Great Lakes to the rivers and the streams that were used for trade between all the emerging villages. You can also see what a topic plaque will look like. There could be 4 to 6 around each element, and then you'll see the journey's introduction signage so people know what they're looking at while they're there. We'll have vessels, which will have scale models of all the ships that you would see along the river, from a freighter to a schooner to a fishing boat. This one really has been trial and error. I mean, working with our designers, working with Spicer to ensure the engineering of them will fit within the river or the switchback. That seems to be the perfect spot for it. As soon as the switchback opened, I'm like, it's got to go here. Industry. So Manistee is well known for our natural resources of lumber, but also sand and salt. And this lumberjack is cutting a scale piece of wood, and there'll be 7 planks that will represent the 7 lumber mills that were here. And it's also a nice little photographic moment. We envision that people will stand on the other side like they're cutting that. And then fisheries. Fisheries represents the shoreline location of Manistee and our river channel, and each of the fish that are found within the Manistee River channel will be cut out to scale within this little circular walkway that you can walk among and look at all the different species. The scale models there will be all the fish that are seen in the river and will be a really interesting focal point. We really couldn't do any of this without an extraordinary collection of partners. I mean, we are spearheading it for Manistee Tourism, and it really started back in October of 2022 when we unveiled Origins, and I innocently said to the Alro steel guy we had purchased all the steel from, yeah, we want to do more of this, and that steel patinas over time and almost becomes art. And he said, well, had I known that this was educational, we might have donated it. So I have been on that guy for 3 years, and Alro Steel donated $110,000 worth of steel to make this project possible. I don't think we would have been able to do this project without that generous donation from their foundation. But more, they're giving the steel to West Shore Community College, whose welding students in their program will be doing all the welds for it. So I envision that 30 years from now, a former welding student who built that could be walking along the Riverwalk with his children or his grandchildren or her grandchildren and say, I helped build that. So not only does it become something striking for our community, it's also a learning opportunity for folks. The other, and West Shore Community College has been so generous in creating the curriculum for these welds that it's just been phenomenal. And then, of course, working with the city. I mean, this is their project or their land. They don't have to let us use it. I mean, I could have approached the city manager and he could have said, yeah, no, we're not going to do it here. And then what? And then, of course, working with DPW on this. So we're really excited about this collaboration of people. So it's both a community project, but also a workforce development project in that people are learning how to weld by this project. So, but it's also undergone structural integrity, safe installation and compatibility with the Riverwalk environment thanks to a piece from Spicer that we worked on with them. And again, this will ensure its long-term sustainability, but also its safety. Oops, kind of went the wrong way. Oh, there we go. But again, this has been in the works for quite some time. We launched our historic sites program in 2013. Manistee County has about 150 historic sites, both state and national, that tourists like. And I have to admit, I've been a resident of Manistee since 2015. I had no idea about a lot of these things until I had this job. And I can't imagine that I'm alone. I'm a relatively informed citizen, and I walked the Riverwalk, and I read some of the plaques that are there now, and I'm like, okay. They're long, and I'm not sure the information is as relevant as it could be. So we just want to make people love coming to the Riverwalk and learning about the history of Manistee. Tourists love to know the backgrounds of the places that they visit. It makes them stay longer. It makes them return. It also might make them a resident. I mean, it starts with a visit. And I used to be a visitor until I decided that I wanted to live in Manistee forever. So I'm really excited about something like this. And it's rare to have a project that you love that you know is going to do a lot of good for the community. So we're really excited about this. But we still have some designs to look at. I mean, we want to make sure that Jane's Garden is taken care of and make sure that people support what they help build. So we're on a tour now to try to get everybody to support this. We still have some coordination to do with the city. We're going to engage students in the hands-on work. I also have to say, this is not using public funding. I am not asking for money for this. Between the donation from Alro Steel, the time and curriculum building donation from West Shore Community College, and the hard cash that Manistee Tourism has put up, and then applying for the America 250 grant, which was $50,000, we are covered and paid for. So I'm not looking for funding. But we still need a timeline for installation. We have to use our $50,000 grant by next April. I also recognize that we've got a tourism season coming up, and we've got some other construction projects downtown, so we don't want people to get too tired of having to walk around our construction. But we'll have a public unveiling and then launch marketing and public relations efforts for this as well. But I really feel that overall, this project's going to deliver in a lot of ways, to include enhancing the Riverwalk for guests, but also for the residents who live here. It'll really strengthen Manistee's place. Origins won a statewide award from the Governor's Conference last year called the Pure Award, which is one of the highest of awards recognizing historic efforts in a community, and I think Journeys will be that as well. It supports tourism and local businesses, it will provide educational opportunities, and it'll engage local students. So I can't think of a better project that's more well-rounded than something like this. And it's really an investment in both our future and also in the present. But I do thank you for your time. I'm happy to take some questions and get your feedback on something like this.
I think it's wonderful, great project. And my only question was the timeline. When can we see it? When?
I want to start like yesterday, but sometimes working in something this complex, it's like working in dog years. So we do have to use our America 250 grant by April, next April. So I envision that we'll start working as soon as summertime ends, but some work is going to take place with the DPW. We have to talk about a lot of things. I know our community has some flooding going on right now that really should be the priority, and some other projects that are getting ready to take shape, but I would love to launch this next year.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be beautiful.
Any other questions?
I asked them all on Tuesday.
How many did you say in total there will be?
There's 4 installations. So the vessels, the journeys, the vessels, the indigenous people, the fisheries, and industry. But around each of those are plaque signs. So there could be 4 to 6 to 8 that would replace the 22 monuments that are along the length of the Riverwalk. Those monuments are 25 years old, and when they were built with wood, I'm sure it was great. There's only so much weather seal that you can put on wood, and Mother Nature is relentless, as we're now seeing. This Corten steel, which is the same steel that we used in Origins, it takes little maintenance. I don't think you guys really go over there to do anything with it. It patinas, so that in itself, I love patina. It looks lovely when it starts to rust. I think there's something just so fun about it. And each artwork casts a wonderful shadow that also creates shadows on the ground. So it is a low maintenance type of product. And one of our biggest concerns was whether or not it could withstand, the Riverwalk could withstand it, but we've got that assurance from Spicer that it should be good to go, so.
That's huge, getting rid of those other monuments, because it isn't just a coat of paint anymore. It's, they either had to be rebuilt or,
They're getting bad.
yeah, they're looking bad. And
Yeah.
the pictures are even fading, which are nice. And you had mentioned they're gonna go someplace like the museum, they're not gonna be pitch. but
Yeah.
The monuments this will unify it with the existing signage that you're adding now.
Yes, ma'am. We're using, I talked to the museum director today. He would like the tops of the signage kept, but everything else can go. And we're using the same signage that you see at U.S. Forest Service destinations, which will last fading over time. There's examples there now with the 6 signs that were installed as part of the EDA grant that shows some directional signage. There's one behind West Shore Community College, which gives you an idea of the quality of work that's there.
Looks good.
I'm just curious, and I know the origin seems to stay, but you know, with the winds and everything, how are these stuck in the ground? Like concrete, big?
It's my understanding, and again, I'm not an engineer, they're fastened to the sections in the walk. And it's mostly the concrete areas of the Riverwalk it's not in the wood boards, it's back. So structurally, they'll be bolted down, but all of that is in the design work from Spicer that gave us all the engineering specs. So that document will go with, you know, whoever we're using to install the DPW and also the crane that has to bring everything in, because these are pretty heavy pieces. So particularly each of those wood planks, they're to scale, and they're really thick core 10 steel, so they're pretty heavy. When we installed Origins, they had to use a forklift to bring it in, so that's going to be an engineering feat to get it installed too, especially like down the switchback and things like that, so.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the time. Thank you again.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Sammy, I'm sorry, did you want a motion of formal support from the Parks Commission on the project?
but I know it's public comment, so it's up to you on your rules if you can do that or not. Or if you feel you have enough
I can't wait.
information.
So just a motion of support.
Okay. Would somebody like to make a motion of support?
I make that motion that the Parks Commission support this project.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried, okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, any other public comments? No? Okay. Correspondence, I actually have something from Kelly McCall asked me to let you know that on May 2nd, there's a cleanup day at Reeds Park. The Saints are organizing it. They've invited anyone who would like to come and rake leaves, grass, set up tables, banners, other field maintenance. Volunteers are welcome. It's at May 2nd at 10 a.m. and the rain date's May 3rd.
Who's doing it?
The Saints
Oh,
and whoever else would like to help them. So. The only other one I have of that is I spoke with Jeff Gardner from the Men's Tennis League about the wind screens. I think I emailed Jeff about it, but I didn't tell you guys, and he said yes, the wind screens are liked at the tennis courts at First Street, but they know, despite the damage, they do like them, and it would be great if they could be put up and take down seasonally so the winter winds don't whip through them and knock the fences over. I don't know if that's, obviously that's labor intensive. I don't know how they're attached or put up, and I don't know if we have the manpower to do that in the fall and in the spring, but that was the suggestion from him. And I know you talked to
Cheryl Genhardt of the women's tennis, and she said that they are appreciated being up there, but they don't withstand the winter, and maybe there's something that they would help with. I mean, we have that tennis women's league, you have, the kids, maybe as a volunteer group, a little service that they could help take them down, or I don't know, Jeff.
how are they attached? Because I've read that some are zip tied every foot, some of the ones I was researching online, and that seems really like labor intensive to try to.
So two things. We received a quote to stabilize the fencing. It's a fix, but it's just to stabilize it because I'm not going to put windscreens on that damaged fence. And it's enough where I need to get 2 more quotes, so we're trying to solicit additional quotes. We also have requested a quote from the supplier that we purchased from the old ones from, and then we're also, looking into different fastening systems. The windscreens have grommets on them, and the grommets are the attachment points that are recommended by the manufacturer. So currently, or the previous ones were all zip tied at the grommets. They've lasted over 5 years. So, but we're seeing if there's a different system that would make it easy to remove and install.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan. Thank you. Oh, you have something?
Yeah, I have the same thing.
Yeah, Greg King, who's a shuffleboard player himself, just said, Liz, one cord 100% broken, second cord 25% broken. My best, Greg King. And I did tell him that it will be repaired this spring, and it'll be, so.
Yeah, we have all the material for the pickleball courts and to repair some of the cracks at the tennis courts at First Street. And we have the stencils for repainting it. We're just waiting until the weather is conducive for the manufacturer's recommendations.
And he's saying 100%, so you think it can be repaired, right?
We had somebody come look at it last
Okay.
fall.
Okay. And then maybe those scoreboard things too need a little work. Like the
sensory board or the scoreboard?
the scoreboard for the shuffleboard courts had a little trim around them, some of the trim has fallen off, and you can still read them, but they do need a little, they would look better with just a little.
I noticed that too. I was there
Okay.
earlier this week and kind
Yeah,
of thought the
they
same
just
thing.
look better. Because it was there at one time. That's it.
Anyone else? Correspondence? No? Okay. Committee reports. Did the Harbor Commission meet again since our last meeting? The committee for the 9th Street boat launch collaboration?
There has not been
Not yet.
there has not been a meeting, and I haven't received the rendering from Spicer yet.
Okay, that makes that very quick. Okay. Scott, do you want to go eyes on the park?
Yeah, happy to. So, non-motorized park, I was there today. Jeff, I noticed there's a down tree blocking the drive into the park. Where does the city's responsibility end and where's the cycling club?
So we've got a maintenance agreement with the Shoreline Cycling Club. We've been notified several times of that tree today. So we've reached out to see if that's something that they can handle, and if not, then we'll take care of it.
North Beach looks good. No issues there. Fifth Avenue. I noticed over by the Coast Guard station, there's a My Selfie sign. Is that new? Do you know anything about that?
For Manistee Tourism.
Okay.
And they also, Manistee Tourism purchased a number of the selfie signs, and they put out like a promotional thing where you get to vote. You get to nominate sites across the county. Then they kind of narrow it down as a competition. Sammy just told me earlier this week that the top 2 finalists were First Street Beach, overlooking the large slides, and then someplace on the Riverwalk. First Street won, Riverwalk was second. She has 2 stations, so I think we're going to install both of them this year.
I saw that on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was neat. That was neat.
Also at Fifth Avenue, I noticed there's sand all over the place. My day job as a wildlife biologist got me thinking about piping plover, and I'm just curious if that impacts how we can move sand on city beaches or...
So we started moving, we took the snow fence down this week. We've been starting to move the sand at both the beaches. Historically, the piping plovers, they return to the same nesting sites, and they're the same nesting pairs. They like sandy areas with exposed aggregate, so exposed stone. And so that doesn't occur on our beaches. But there's a place just north of Fifth Avenue where they normally nest, and the U.S. Fisheries and Wildlife monitor those sites. Depending on where they nest, and basically they like to be in the stones because it hides them, especially the eggs. When they identify a nest, they will put up kind of a protective fencing around it. And then there's kind of a no activity zone within a certain distance of that. So I think once or twice in the past, that's impacted how much we could clean the beaches during the spring. But they communicate with us every year.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds like you're
and they also
well-versed on
install signage around it. So
One of those things they do we never knew about.
well, and there's different birds that people think are piping plovers. So we get calls all the time that, oh my gosh, they're on First Street, but they're not.
There were some passing through this week.
Yeah,
that
well,
were seen there,
but the U.S. Fisheries and Wildlife has a team that comes up and they monitor them. They spend a lot of time tracking them, so.
Is a piping plover the same thing as a sandpiper? The ones
That's
that
part
run-
of the confusion.
Oh, that's not the same thing?
They're not the same species, yeah.
See? It's good you said that.
kind of like a killdeer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I don't know what they are.
End of report for my parks.
Okay. Lainey? Thank you.
So, 9th Street, the porta potty has been slid, one of the T-posts is down. you can't close the door on the porta potty now, which is probably a bad thing for wind and everything too. So somebody might wanna, like,
They knocked it over this week. We've addressed it several times already this week.
I think it has to be moved. It just, against that fence, if we could. The fence to the south. I think it'd make it harder. And I also wonder if the wind could be knocking it down. Because the wind is going right down 9th Street and hits that porta potty. I mean, I'm just guessing, but that location, I think, doesn't work. So, but, and I forget if I was there the day, yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. Yeah, so you know that. Sands Park. I know we've brought this up before, where they put Manistee Public put the fence up, and then they put in a gate, and then they put in wood chips and a trim. So now you can't open the gate fully for like stroller and wheelchair access. So, you know, I don't know, like we did at Morton Park, some of that black edging needs to be removed and some of that shuffled back so it can be accessed by people in wheelchairs or strollers. I don't know, and maybe if it doesn't happen, I'll bring it up at a control board meeting. The other weird thing is there's an accessible ramp at that site, but then there's like the other site that's all edged, and there's no accessibility at all. They didn't take away any edging like we did at Morton Park, and there is no ramp. So I questioned that. And then, but that was really all I could see that was, and that isn't my park, but I'm bringing it up because it just bothers me. Morton Park looked pretty good. Brambles, I know it was all cleaned up on the north side, but now it's time to do the west side. The blackberries or brambles are like way over the fence, pretty much a hazard. So I don't know at what point the guys can get in there and trim them up, but it sure would neaten things up and make it less dangerous because they're vicious. Reed's Park, I noticed someone started raking, probably,
The Saints.
yeah, the Saints, on the outside of the fence by the restrooms.
No, that was us.
That was you guys, okay.
Yeah, and we finished repainting the doors, and they're gonna hit the full park.
So that's what the blue
Outs-
paint's from.
Yeah,
I know it's blue paint all over.
the full park outside of the ball field next week.
Oh, okay. Well, I noticed, so that's good. I did notice some bricks laying around. I don't know where they came from, like where they dumped the grass, like parts of bricks. And it's like, I don't know where they came from. So that was kind of weird, and your mowers aren't going to be able to mow them up, grind them down. Then I noted a blue dot on a tree. Does that indicate anything? Blue paint.
Is it by a power line?
No, I don't think so. I didn't look up. I mean, I did look up at the tree, but I didn't look up for wires.
Is it near the road, though?
It is near a road.
So normally consumers will paint a dot for trimming
Okay.
and an X for removal,
Oh, okay,
and I don't believe we've painted anything.
okay. So I was just curious about that. I know it meant something, but I just didn't know what. That's it for my report.
That's it? Thank you. Am I next? I think I'm next. Okay, I gave my notes to Jeff already, but just basically, it's spring. I know you probably know everything that I've written down, but so I didn't want to go through a long list because it's spring and everything's sandy and leafy, and you know, that's part of my comments are leaf and sand cleanup and branch cleanup and that kind of thing. But other than that, there's just some disconnected chains at the both Little Rocket Park has one, and so does Lighthouse Park has a few broken chains, and I took pictures and gave them to you, Jeff, to because it's hard to explain where they are otherwise. But the other big one is the sensory board down at Little Rocket Park at First Street. They put up a sign, which is great, that says "Smile, you're on camera," a little plaque up above. But still, there's some areas where they've torn things off you know, at the base of the lighthouse, and on the backside, there's 2 plaques where there's nothing on them anymore, and this little mirror thing got bent, they didn't tear it off, but, so yeah, that's still an issue, that the sensory boards are not looking, and there's still no tic-tac-toe.
I think you
X's
just
and
gotta
O's.
keep talking to
And
Carmen. Just,
so, yeah, it's gotten worse than it was in the
yeah,
fall.
and I don't know, Jeff, if they're not gonna maintain them, what recourses do we have?
Remove them.
Yeah, and that's, I think, coming to the point, because it looks,
It looks
look-
blighted.
If it looks
Yeah.
bad, it reflects on the park. It
yeah,
should-
yeah.
And the one on the Riverwalk is not going to match. You know, it's kind of, they got a little theme going, the new black signs, everything, and then we'll have that sensory board. And they put new things in. Scott, I remember you commenting on the same thing. They've got like a little 8.5 by 11 that you're supposed to look at and see something, and it's not, I don't think it was what we had envisioned, and it's
So-
just.
Would it, I'm not sure the appropriate way to handle this, because we brought it up numerous times. I know you've contacted Carmen, How do we say, you know, how do we get them to either fix it or let us remove it?
Right, at what point do we get to the point where we can say this
Yeah.
isn't working and it's
Yeah.
becoming more of a detriment than a,
I think you can say it whenever you believe it's appropriate.
Would it be more appropriate to send a letter, to say, we expect this taken care of by
Right,
May 15th, otherwise for Memorial Weekend, we're gonna remove it?
yeah.
I haven't
Or
spoke to,
talk.
I haven't spoke to Carmen about this directly, but that's a volunteer group that gets together for half a year. They do a project, they disperse.
Yeah.
My bet is she's tried to contact some of the members to try to see if they would kind of come back and do some more. I don't know where that's at, but we should get an update. And if she's not successful on that, then we can remove some or all of them that are,
Yeah.
that you're concerned
I
about.
don't think we've looked at the library at all.
The library is
library's
the best
fine.
one. The library one is working, and it's in
Yeah.
a perfect location for children, and it's appropriate. It's great.
And those are fairly substantial structures. I mean, they're treated posts, there's a wood or a roof structure. So, you know, maybe it's a repurposing of them.
That's a good idea.
Repurpose, maybe even relocation, because the Riverwalk gets a lot of, like Sammy was saying, it's a hard area. I mean, the steel is gonna work, but
Well, they're cemented in, so it's a cut off and remove or repurpose.
Well, I guess I wouldn't, you know, if there's a place to store them to repurpose, that would be, because money was spent, you know.
yes.
It'd be great to
Donated
be
money.
able to repurpose them, but I'm not sure where you would, or maybe they can, you know,
Well, my thought was maybe there's something else that could be displayed on them, or parks information, or a different signage, or maybe we work with Manistee Tourism and say, we've got these locations, is there something, some message, you know, that would be appropriate, or maybe you guys come up with something, but
Do we have maps of the Riverwalk on signage down there?
there is at the entrances to the Riverwalk, but I don't think there is, you know, and maybe something like that, or maybe it's a map that shows you where the restrooms are, or the access points, or where the other parks are, or, you know, when you go into the college building, there's those activity stations, and maybe there's some reference that Manistee Tourism would use to take you up there, so you can see what there could be some way to reuse that.
I like the map idea. If there were something indestructible, like in the mall where you see that you are here, and then there's a map of
Right.
all of Douglas Park and all the amenities or something, but
And that could be attached to the
right.
To the structure.
but it'd have to be like
Professionally.
indestructible.
Because you either remove it or you repurpose it for something that's beneficial. I believe.
keeping the flavor of the group,
Could be, yeah.
you know,
Right.
and not insult them.
Right.
Right.
And we'd still be using the main, most probably expensive
Yeah,
part.
I like that idea.
So who's gonna volunteer to?
I can talk to her again. Yeah, we had before suggested repurposing them, so that's a different,
Yeah,
Would Sammy have an avenue of,
she would, maybe Sammy would go with me.
yeah,
I'll ask Sammy to come.
Yeah, because then, you know, for the map and
Anybody else
whatnot, maybe she's got something that would hold up.
Something that would hold up.
So-
I think when people make presentations, we're thankful that they come and we try to encourage them, and probably, like Sammy kept emphasizing, this is carbon steel, it should take no maintenance from, and it should last. And I think those are the words we should look in when we take on any project. I mean, people come in and we want to just say thank you, and we probably should be saying, what are you doing, how much maintenance will it take, and who is going to do the maintenance and pay for the maintenance?
Well, I think they did say they were gonna maintain it.
I don't remember that part. I don't
'Cause I'm
remember that,
pretty sure that's-
because they disband, you know, it's hard to,
But the DDA, you know,
because they're not all.
And we're talking about two locations, one
Yes.
at the bottom of the switchback, the DDA switchback on the Riverwalk,
Yes.
and the other at
And they did put
Little
some in the
Rocket
county
Park.
too, you know, and maybe the county,
Maybe at
Would want one more.
maybe at the new Rocket Park, it could be locations or information on childcare and childcare because the little ones would use that park.
Yeah, I think what we wouldn't want to see is something where people are just posting yard sale, you know, information.
That's
or
what I worry about,
Houses
yeah.
for sale, or,
and those are hard to keep up too. We know that from the Lions Pavilion. That one posting thing right in the front is not kept up. And, you know, the one inside, we have a very nice thing inside. So it's hard. I don't know. It's a hard job.
Seems to me there was downtown at one time, there was something that was glass and that could be changed. It was locked.
We have that in the Lions Pavilion. It's hard.
and at the tennis courts.
Yeah,
It's hard to keep that up, and we
Yeah,
have July
yep.
and September, I think, still
Yep.
down at Rocket Park.
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Sorry, that took on a life of its own there, but, but other than that, disc golf looked nice driving by. I didn't walk the course yet. I figured it was probably a little moist.
You should walk by the bridge. It's got a beautiful flowing brook through it right now. Yes. I walked out there today,
With fish,
just,
probably, and the ducks.
well, just with my fingers crossed that it still was there,
Right.
but yeah, it's flowing.
Did it connect to Lake Michigan or something?
Absolutely,
Really?
absolutely.
Oh, I want to do that now. Okay. And Mac Park. The other one I have is Mac Park, and you probably know there's a tree that's kind of half down next to the volleyball posts and the porta potty. It's kind of in that area on the south side of the park, near the road. It's not a whole tree, it's like a 3-trunked tree, and one of the trunks is fallen towards the porta potty. So.
Okay.
And the only other thing is, last year, I think it was too late to request it, but the big kid swings, you guys replaced the baby swings, and I think there's one big kid swing, but there's 4 more big kid swings that are not great shape. So if there's ever a chance to replace the 4, it would be nice. I mean, it's obviously not a critical item, but
But not expensive.
yeah, to just swap them out. That's my only thing on Mac. Yeah, that's all I had. So. You're next, Liz.
I went to the marina and I took some pictures, which you can't see because I don't have them on a flash drive. The benches need painting, and I know it's a rough time of year. The benches that really held the up above, you know, looking at the marina building to the left, right above, by the shuffleboard courts.
Okay.
The benches and the tables, and I don't know if you could get, the ones that look good are down there behind the Glicks building. There's 2 benches kind of on that drop-down area that
Yep.
I actually wondered if they had been fiberboard or whatever. They're painted, and that paint held the color, it held on there, those look great.
They were finished about 2 weeks ago and set back out there.
That explains that.
We pulled all the ones along the Riverwalk, brought them in, rehabbed them, sanded them, stained them, and they all went back out about 2 weeks ago.
Well, those 2 look exceptionally nice. Actually, that was hard to tell that they were, you see the difference, so, but now and the color's good and everything, and so we should redo those ones up by the shuffleboard courts. The tables, and the people eat at those tables, people have coffee at those tables, and the benches. And then, There's still one section of, at the same spot by the shuffleboard courts, one section of the surround, that was around that little ice skating rink there. It almost looked like a bike rack, but I don't think it is. It's not, you know what I mean? It's that silver that was around. There's-
Of the fencing?
Yes, and it's kind of hidden behind the brick, you know, prior to getting to that book thing. I sent Katie some pictures, so she'd have it, but, so I think it just needs to be removed. It probably got forgotten.
Okay,
Close up by the road, is that where that?
we'll find it.
Yes,
We'll
it's just
find
on
it.
the other side of the fence. It's hard to see from the road. And we talked about that. Then the one thing, and Karen Patola had pictures on those, I had pictures on them from Midland. And there's tons of those, utility boxes, those huge consumers things. And I know Eric had kind of said, and I thought maybe other towns are painting them. I think we were told no at one point, but maybe ask him again, Eric Gustet, about if we could recover them or what's the process. I didn't realize how
The
many.
discussion was putting, like a skin on them, like
Yeah,
they do on vehicles.
And I think we should pursue that, because I didn't realize quite how many there were on the Riverwalk. And then maybe these have always been here, but I don't remember them. When you walk down to the Marina building, down that little hill there, those four, two
Oh,
white
tank
ones.
covers.
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
those always been there?
I think so.
The for what?
Tank covers for,
The tanks?
Fuel.
yeah,
Or fuel tanks.
for the fuel.
There's fuel tanks there and there's a sanitary pump out station there.
Okay. So those have to be left like they are,
Yes.
pretty much. Okay, that's my question. Then, of course, the leaves. Right at the Marina building, and it's not, it looked like it was trucks, but it's not, obviously, because it's broken off and it's decaying. The tops of those posts on that switchback need to be replaced on, Katie knows, right, kind of by that the
By the
eating area
entrance.
for the Marina people,
By the patio.
by the patio.
Yeah, all that wood is rotted.
It's all rotted. So that's a project, but anyway. And then there's these squares right down in the same spot in the marina, and, you know, if you go down the little road, it's to the right. And there's just a square, and I don't know if those held the grill or whatever, but it's like a 12 by 12. One's right as you step up from a picnic table, it'd be very easy to get your foot caught in it. We have two of those down there. I don't know if they were used for something. I can show you that.
Is that where the grills were, Jeff?
That's, I wonder if it was the grill. It was right next to the picnic table.
Oh,
And it's,
So it's like a hazard, is what you're saying?
yes, it's a very much a tripping hazard right there.
At the
So-
marina?
Yes.
A hole in the ground.
There's two of them. It's a perfectly
If you could
cut out
just-
square, so it must have been used for something.
I'm sure it was. If you can send the picture to Katie, then we'll figure it out.
Figure it out and see. And then the trash can, that's overflowed. And then a couple of the gardens. Mutt mitts need to be, and I know it's early, the mutt mitts need to be replaced down by the college. There's a mutt mitt station. It's emptied. And then, it's not our problem, but it doesn't look good. Behind the Glicks building, it's just solid green, you know, and that's a bit of an eyesore. And we put a lot of money in the marina, and it's just solid moss. You know, I don't know if you can say or ask or whatever. Here's the perfect bench, the one.
do the Borniches still own that?
Yes.
Cornishes.
They had a shop there at one time.
Yep. And Manistee Proud power washed it 3 years ago.
Yeah, it grew back.
Yep. It's all shaded, it's moist, it's,
Okay.
yeah,
Perfectly
but it's
fine.
private.
It's private. And then I took a picture, and she's going to remove those things. That's a plus, just to get those off the Riverwalk, the stands with the histories that are currently on them. They were broken. And then those cones that come up with it's, I'm not even sure what they're like posts.
The bollards,
Oh,
What are those?
Wow.
You know, they're decorative, I believe. I don't think they serve, they're on the Riverwalk, and then they have the plastic cone on the top. They're wooden, what do you call those?
bollards.
Okay. They need painting. So,
There
and
wouldn't
a
be
couple of them are
bollards on.
crooked and rotted.
do they need to be
Are those
wood-like?
tie-up things?
Did they need what?
Wood-like rather than paint.
And they need
'Cause it looks like
something.
it's natural wood.
Yeah, they need, well,
It
they
looks
were
like it's-
painted at one point, some of
That
them.
looks like it's womanized.
You tied boats to those, Jeff? Is that what those are for? What are they?
They're decorative.
Decorative. I don't know. They,
Looks like it was aluminized lumber originally.
They've got the slats on a, yes.
Yeah.
Those were never painted.
pardon me?
Those typically don't get painted.
They look rough.
It's aged.
Okay.
Patina.
We love patina.
Yeah. Okay.
We found quite a number of those actually are rotting at the surface.
They're angled.
And so we remove them and replace them periodically.
Yeah, check that out. And then, and it's not our, we don't own it, but that does look odd. You know, we walk on it, the part that's the old board down there by Manistee Inn, so it's just, you know, a tourist would wonder. And then, this is just, you know, we're building the new river walk on the other side. The fountain is pretty, but they don't usually, it seems like they all have water bottle refills now. A lot of people after COVID don't use this type of water, that they're more, you might have one of these, but you would have
Like a bottle fill.
a bottle fill rather than just a drinking fountain. And I'm putting that in just because we're building a new river walk, that people don't like to use or have their kids that close to it. Then there's like next to that red building, a big hole, you know, the red brick building that has the graffiti on it, on the Riverwalk, kind of by the first switchback, the old switchback.
Like that big
Big
red
hole.
brick wall.
Yes, yes.
It's from their
That
downspout
elementee's old
stream.
building.
Yep,
Is it from?
their downspout.
Oh, well, it's quite big.
It's their land.
And then I have a picture of the sensory board, and I'm not gonna talk about it. And then back now to the Lions Pavilion. We too need to do something with our board down there. And it's, just looks kind of blank. It looks like what we're complaining about on this sensory board, that.
Well, we haven't put all the schedules in there yet.
But we do have to keep that up a little bit. That, not the one that has the schedules, just that first one, we kind of have the rules in it, the rules are upside down, and the background. It's real close to the parking lot.
That's where we put the schedules,
Oh, is it?
yes.
Okay, I thought the calendar was inside, because there is one in there too, then. There's a calendar inside the Lions Pavilion too, so. I think this is just more, it was always rules, wasn't it, Katie?
So
Correct me.
maybe we only need
We
one.
bought that for that purpose.
Okay. Maybe we only need one. Katie is
Why do
probably
we
right.
have two?
Why do we have two? Because neither of them have enough. One had 2 sheets in it that had, I think it was August and September 25 in it for posting. And then this one had some upside down rules and
Yeah,
another
I see
sheet of
it.
paper that.
Here,
So the reason why we put that exterior was so that you didn't have to enter the building when somebody else had it rented to be able to see when it was available.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Or we could put it online and then anybody could see from the comfort of their own home what was,
Yeah,
you know.
we haven't heard about that.
Novel
right?
idea.
Yeah.
Don't get too progressive.
Just a.
Okay.
or maybe you can add a large map to the big one, like you were talking about.
Yeah, something, because I don't know that we had the schedule. But then, and then there was a spot, the next one has the flashing on the Lions Pavilion, and a big section came down. And it wasn't there, so I don't know where it went.
Oh,
It probably blew its right in the lake or
In the
something.
Lions Pavilion?
It's
Or the one of the little
up
bushes?
above, it's in the Lions Pavilion on the outside, the same side of the flower pots.
oh, it looks like soffit.
Yeah, I
Soffit's
said
missing,
flashing.
yeah.
Soffit is missing, not the flashing. It's just a big sheet blew off or something. And then a problem is, you know, we worked really hard. In fact, I had Dan do it, take those staplers out, and it was a couple hours, and those people keep stapling their crepe paper or whatever they staple up there. They don't leave the Lions Pavilion, probably anything well, but in particular the Lions Pavilion. And it's damaging, and there's more staples in it now than there ever were. So, and I don't know how you combat that, but I'm just commenting.
We spent a day taking them out of the picnic tables. Did you notice we stained all the picnic tables?
At the Lions Pavilion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Good, good. I looked, I did
We
look.
did it for you.
Thank you, I did look. Okay, I'll go look again. Yeah, and then I got the picture of the building that had the, inside the Lions Pavilion, that we bought that lock cabinet, and that's, should be
Can
updated.
I just say about the Staples? They have a deposit you have to put down the Lions Pavilion.
Nobody checks that.
Nobody checks to see if there's been any damage after,
You'd have to check it twice a day.
when it's rented. Yeah.
And like the tables move all around and
Then the last thing is those,
Could we, excuse me,
No.
I'm sorry. Could we put somewhere in the agreement, please don't use Staples, at least we're asking them not to?
Or like,
sure.
remove staples if you do use them or something.
Or, yeah, remove your,
Leave it as you find it, kind of thing.
Staple up a sign.
I know.
Says no
exactly,
at least we've asked them.
yes.
Yeah.
It'd be good to make it part of
I
the
think it's
agreement.
in there. I thought it was in the
I don't know if
agreement.
people read
No
it.
staples. It either says no staples or remove them, but they're not, maybe when they come in and check it out. So that's just, and then a couple of those grills are crooked and they all need cleaning, of course. And it could use painting down those little cabanas underneath, and we've asked, we've talked about that, but I think it is time to paint those. I guess that's it. And the First Street Beach is just the sand, and I know that you're working on that, but we gotta get, that's so much sand on it. That was a tough winter. Oh, the one thing on that First Street Beach, and it's kind of back to the same thing as the sensory board. There's a sunscreen container on the wall by the restrooms. And it's not just a spring, I noticed it last year. It's filthy, and people, you can see it, they take the sunscreen, and they must get too much on their hands, and they wipe it on the building. And it's, obviously, they didn't do that yet this year, that's holdover from last year. And it's just not,
Who put sunscreen out there?
It was donated by a local business.
yes, and that's where it gets tough,
And
like,
they provide the supplies, the refill cartridges.
and maybe they'll clean it, I
We've-
mean,
We clean it constantly, but it's never ending.
it's another project.
It's like sand.
It sounds good until you realize you think how much maintenance can a sunscreen machine take? It takes a ton. And the bag is still in there from last fall, and obviously that's not good, so it's things like that. Yeah, great idea. Put it up there and we're talking about it, so.
Do they sell sunscreen at the beach house business there? They do toys, right?
That's Jeff, I don't know. Do they sell
They sell
sunscreen
sunscreen there?
at the beach? So maybe that idea's passed. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Karen obviously is not here, but I noticed driving by Arthur Street, it was sometime in the last couple of weeks, that parking lot was so busy. It wasn't completely full with fishermen and their trailers, but it was, for April, I mean, it was really, I can't imagine what it's gonna be like in the summer if April was like almost at capacity. Is there any conversation about approaching consumers about that property with the overflow parking?
We have.
Anything we can talk about or no? Oh. Okay. I just wanted to say that, but
People get tickets if they park up there? Because I've seen trucks with trailers up there.
There's only a charge for, oh, you mean in the consumer's lot? There's no enforcement. I think they neighborly allow us to use it as overflow.
okay. But otherwise, does anyone know anything about Karen's Parks?
I was at Duffy yesterday for soccer practice. And as you probably know, those fields are really wet and getting torn up by kids playing soccer. And also, when those parks are packed, I think I mentioned this before, kids are going back and forth across both sides of the drive. So when we pave it, if we could demarcate a pedestrian crossing, I think that would help with safety.
That's a good idea.
Very good idea.
If they use it is another.
Yeah, probably won't, but
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I heard from Eric at MRA, and they're probably going to cancel Saturday's soccer games because it's so wet,
So
and
wet.
they don't want to damage the fields.
Any more than they have, probably. I mean, it's damaging enough with all the rain, so.
So it damages it more when they play when it's wet?
Mhm.
Okay. Does anybody know anything about man-made or the softball diamonds? Nothing? Okay,
I mean, I drive by them every morning. They,
fine.
yeah, they seem to be,
Well, I do have to ask, and I haven't driven by lately, is that old fencing down? Do we own it yet? Does the city own it?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
But,
and man-made.
but we met with the appraiser last week and the property owner's sister, so things are progressing.
Okay, well,
Okay.
that's, thank you for that update.
It's such a long process. I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, you have to apply for the grant, then you have to receive the grant, then you have to go through, then you have to wait for the grant agreement, which took forever.
because. the
And now we're
budget
going
was
through all the
settled.
legal processes.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
All right. On to you, Charlie.
I apologize, guys. When it's a nice day, I'm working in my yard.
Okay.
And there hasn't been many nice days when I have a day off.
That's an honest answer.
Oh, you're in trouble, man.
Well, it's just not a quick walk in the park to walk the Riverwalk. So
No, it sure isn't.
it was on the to-do list, but the weather failed me, so.
Yeah.
Okay, Linda?
Well, Red Park is being used, the leaves are all picked up.
good.
There's just golfers and kids all over the place over there. So they're having a good time over there.
Good.
Sands Park, the fence is gone. but all the-
That looks good.
Really
Looks
nice.
great,
That
yeah,
looks good.
yeah. When I was there last week, a gentleman came in and said, can I use your bathroom? And it's like, well, of course you can. And the porta potty was locked. So I reached out to Sam and said, hey, can you unlock that? Because there was like 3-4 guys in there last week looking for a place to go to the bathroom. So he said he did it, I didn't go check it, but he said he unlocked the porta potty, so. Because there's people working up and down 8th Street and Maple Lawns and Brooks and all that stuff, and so they're looking for a place like that.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
and we have lots of kids, on the skate park and on the basketball court, and there's a lot on the playground, even tonight, they were over there playing, so, lots of kids moving around.
Have the kids noticed the lack of that baseball fence that was there?
Nobody has said anything, but I noticed, like, the last recess when I'm there, the kids have branched out from the playground, and they're running farther, and they're having a better time, so
Oh.
they've noticed.
Good.
Yeah, nobody said anything, but they've noticed.
Pick up football games.
Not so far,
Not so far.
no, but I had a couple of kids that came in last week, and they were looking for a football, and they were over there playing, and I don't think I have any baseballs right now, I got a couple of bats, but they've been looking for that stuff too. And they can play wherever they want out there, it's wide open now, so.
You don't have any baseball.
I don't know, I found a bunch of hockey pucks this winter, but I don't know if I got any baseballs in that room.
No. Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's about it.
Okay. Over to you, Jeff.
Tuesday night, the nonprofit group that's developing the Dunes Amphitheater at First Street gave updates to City Council, so you can watch that online. They also are on the agenda next Tuesday for council to approve the concepts. They believe that they are well on their way to raising $4.5 million to build the stage complex and all the amenities. And then there will be a separate project to build a bathroom complex to complement it. And they estimate that at $1.2 million. I think it's kind of high, but we'll be working on that as a separate, probably a separate project, hoping both of them can be built together. I got an update from the contractor today that work on Memorial Park should begin the week of May 11th. They're going to start mobilizing equipment in and doing demolition work, and work will continue throughout the summer. We had a meeting with representatives from Morton Salt regarding the parking lot, including the new plant manager who's been there for 2 months. One thing that made me nervous is it took so long to get the legal side completed that, if you remember, they had pledged to do some of the construction of it, and then we were gonna pave it to kind of put the cherry on top. They didn't forget that. And so the plant manager said, if we can do it with internal resources and contractors, we'll do that. Otherwise, we can pledge money towards the city constructing it. So working through those details, but feels like we'll be able to get that. I think we can get it done this summer. Wanted to introduce you, or invite you to, the Tree Commission is planning a Arbor Day celebration, which is April 24th. That's a Friday. I'm sure they'll send out some details on that after their, or soon. But we're planning, the city has been recognized as a Tree City USA again, and so we're gonna plant a tree down at First Street Beach. My thought was the open area kind of to the southwest of the traffic circle. So the open area that's adjacent to where the new Rocket Park is, those trees are, they're getting old. And so we've planted some new ones along First Street along that park, and I think kind of continuing along, so we're gonna put a tree in there.
I'm sorry, is it by the basketball courts? You said southwest.
So,
Wait, so it's more-
right along the sidewalk, kind of where the porta potties are, in that vicinity.
Okay.
I mentioned we had done some painting at, trying to finish up Reeds Park. They painted the interior of the restrooms at the fish cleaning station. And so now it's first couple days of nice weather. So we're trying to get all the big things done and, moving the sand on the beaches. So while we have the bridge tenders at our disposal, we're trying to hit a lot of the big stuff, heavy lifting stuff. And then we started hiring most of our summer help today, actually. All of a sudden, it just hit. We had one person at 1:30 this afternoon, and by the end of the day, we think we have 7 or 8 of them. So some of those kids will be starting soon, and then we can hit all the other cleanup stuff, and we'll put all your items on my list of things to do. And yes.
How many returnees did you get?
There's 3 or 4, right?
3 at the parks.
3 so far. Minimum wage went up, so we had to raise everybody's wages, and then I try to reward them with $0.25 an hour when they return. But it gets expensive, and I don't think we mentioned, but in order to balance the budget, we reduced the number of part-time employees from 11 to 9 this year, so it'll be a little more of a stretch to get everything done timely. We're already getting things lined up to start cutting grass next week with this warm temperature, and we have plenty of rain.
Too much, maybe?
We're expecting to start cutting grass, so really, we're just in the beginning of kind of opening things back up. In the next 6 weeks, we'll get a lot of this accomplished and ready for the Memorial Day weekend.
All right.
I have a question, if I may.
Go ahead.
The steps down to the bandstand, will that be addressed with the new construction?
I believe they are. I believe they are, and it was a very critical thing. We are not allowed to, the grant we received cannot do anything to band shells, so we actually had to show that as a separate parcel, but I'm pretty sure those are being upgraded.
Yeah, I think that's what I remember too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any kind of lights near there where if people are going down there and it's in the evening and they come up and it's dark, is there a street light, or is there in-stair lighting or any kind of?
Except at the band shell itself, there's no lights within that park. The new project will install solar lighting along the walkways.
The stairs too?
Along the walkways.
Yes.
So the intent is to
Yes.
provide safety, but I think it's also going to look beautiful from across the river.
At night.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Great. With events, I talked to Mark Fetter today, actually. He was okay with changing the time for the May 21st Streets Park History Talk to 6 p.m. so we could do the 5:30 standard meeting time and do a quick little meeting before like we did last time.
Cool.
So he's good with that. I have a flyer I'm gonna send to Kelly McCall, so there's a, I don't know if I'm gonna hang some of those someplace, but, it'll definitely be on Facebook and Instagram, the city pages. And then Mark has one for the museum, so.
Oh, we're doing light refreshments, huh?
Well, you got to, right?
Okay.
It's tradition. So, yeah, if anybody, is anybody willing to bring cookies or cream puffs or something?
Sure, I'll bring the cream puff.
What do you think?
I'll
just
bring the
whispered
cream puffs.
Cream puffs.
We might need some water or something.
Right.
Little waters. Does anybody have any of those?
I have some.
Some left over from last time, but I think maybe new ones would be in order. Right?
No, I don't
Don't they
think,
expire?
I don't think water expires.
No.
To my age.
Now they're saying the expiration dates are suggestions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Charlie?
that's funny. So that's pretty much all set. I don't think we have anything for capital improvements in budget, other than, you'll notice we do have number 5 is the Sands Park Skate Park project we added last time. And pickleball fell to number 6, but I just read, I think it was in the newspaper on Facebook, that the Gateway project is talking about putting an indoor rec center within that complex on River Street.
That was on Frost Road. I think is a different.
Oh.
That's out in Manistee Township.
Oh, I thought it was the Gateway project. They kind of lumped a bunch of stuff into the one article. Okay.
It was the same group, but a different location, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because, okay. Is that going to be open for city residents to use? Or is that for county residents? Or is that for the tribe? Or is, nobody knows?
I think they said community in the article. It said the
You saw it?
community. I did see the article, I read it, said community, but that could change.
Where's Frost, what's Frost Road?
Out by the
Kind of by
house.
Meyer.
Across from the Marathon Station.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Old business, I guess the Grand Traverse Land Conservancy, Jeff and I both talked to Claire. She's agreed to come to our July meeting and give kind of a 20-minute presentation, maybe 10 minutes of questions during the beginning, just kind of do it during the citizen public comments and
Okay.
designate that there's probably 30 minutes where she'll do a discussion with us and answer any questions, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And then also, Jeff, I wanted to just throw out there the annual Parks Bus Tour for June 18th. Just keeping it on the agenda, just so we remember
Mm-hmm.
to reach out to them.
Reach out to,
Sorry, to the bus.
So I was wondering, I'm like, were you?
As you're the grand
Reach
master
out to
of the
them.
tour.
Yes. I was like,
Do that,
who are we
Katie?
reaching out to?
yeah, we'll schedule
Sorry,
the
to dial
bus.
right, yes, the appropriate for us.
Invite city council too.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Okay.
June 18th.
And you're invited, city council, yes.
Did you have a time in mind?
5:30.
5:30, okay.
5:30? Just the normal meeting time will be.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. New business, Lainey wanted to add skate park. Has the county master plan been finalized yet, or when does that happen?
I don't believe so, and Linda and Laney and I met to discuss what steps are needed to move this forward, and my recommendation was, while the county's updating that, and since you updated it on your capital improvement priority list, that should probably be reflected at the county one as well, and then it makes you eligible for a DNR grant.
Good idea.
Do I need to do anything more? Do we want a motion? I mean, we
Do
talked.
we need a
I think
motion?
it should be a motion.
I would like to make a motion to add replacement of the Sands Park Skate Park to the countywide recreational master plan that's currently being worked on.
Support.
You have a second?
Yeah. Charlie.
Your second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. How do we get that information to, will you?
It would probably be like if you would send me an email, I think it would be so it's coming from the Parks Commission chair. Just send me an email that the that the commission took action, and then I can forward that to Katie Mill.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I can do that. I just wanted to also mention that 3 of us are up for reappointment this June. And that's myself, Karen Peltola, and you, Scott, got the short. short one. And I just saw that they announced the ones they'll vote on in May, on April 15th. So I'm guessing it's probably May 15th. They'll send out letters and for reappointments. And Tim, I say it just because Tim missed his deadline last year.
Well,
So-
don't bet on getting the letter, I would.
Right. I just wanted to
Don't
bring
wait
it
to
up.
reapply.
Yeah,
Because he
Yeah.
missed the deadline and then had to reapply the
Yeah, so-
next month.
Do I have to reapply?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Because what the clerk will do is advertise it, those 3 openings regardless, and then there may be other people that apply in addition to you, but, yeah.
And
But I
then-
think you can apply at any time.
When's the deadline? Do you know?
I think it's a full week before the week they vote on it. So if it's voted on in the first June meeting of city council, it's a week before that. You have to have it in before then. At least
Sooner
that's,
than-
but
Yeah.
can you do it now? I mean, is it
Yeah.
too early?
Yeah, you can't do it too early.
Really?
I mean, no,
You
there's
cannot
no, it's
do it
not
too early.
possible to do it too
Oh,
early.
okay,
yeah.
Better late than never.
So if you know
Do
you
it-
want to reapply, go ahead and do it.
Do it
I'll
now,
have to
otherwise
let
you could
Karen know,
forget.
too.
That's,
Like Tim forgot. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
so, okay. So yes, so you've been forewarned
Yeah.
to, keep
Good.
an eye out for it. That's all I have. You want to, new business,
Roundtable.
anything I've missed? Guess we're on to roundtable discussion? Let's start at your end?
I don't have anything to add.
I don't either.
I don't think I do either, actually. Nope,
nothing.
no?
One thing, Jeff, whenever the Parks has time to put the sandbox back out, we'll need more sand.
Okay.
But that's not.
I got plenty of that.
That's not a big rush either.
Know where to get it.
I guess I do have something, I'm sorry. The skate park price, you mentioned it's more than we thought
A lot more.
it was going to be to.
Linda, do you know where that original number came from? Wasn't it the volunteer that
It
was?
was Gabe that had studied that, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we had believed that replacing it with a new kind of custom formed park would be around 250,000. And so that's how we had been proceeding. And I reached out to the company that builds them, and they suggested that to replace our park at its current size is about 600,000.
Yeah.
Is it really 110 by 100? I thought that was big. I don't know. Is
I'm
that just-
I'm
just
100%
what's there right
confident.
there?
I'm 100% confident.
Did you get your tape measure out?
I digitally, yes. Yeah. And I have the numbers from when Spicer did their estimates too.
Okay.
But yeah. So basically the asphalt pad that the existing park exists in is 11,000 square foot. This company recommends 10,000. Doesn't mean we have to build it that big. But they sent, I don't remember, oh, they probably didn't send it to you guys, but they sent some links on some recent ones that they did.
They
They're
did
really
send
neat.
information.
Okay, they're really neat.
Yeah.
Um,
It doesn't, so, where's the closest skate park from here?
Frankfurt probably.
Ludington and
Ludington.
Frankfurt,
Ludington has been.
Ludington and Frankfurt.
The one in Harbor Springs, it looked like that was also 11,000 square feet, right? According to the link they sent. There was one there.
Jeff, did they do like the particulars, the all-inclusive, to take the asphalt out, to grind it and remove it?
What the email said was you should plan on $60 per square foot. And so and they said that 10,000 was a very typical, and that's kind of where you get your economies of scale. So you multiply the two numbers at 600,000, but they did say that there could be other matching ways to match or in-kind services to get those numbers down. So I haven't explored that yet. But it could be if we do the removals and prep the site, there could be some cost savings there.
And that's what Marvin seemed to think, because he was all over that when I was talking about it this morning. And that, the asphalt could really be Reith Riley, because they grind up asphalt all the time and then sell it to other people. So if they would come on board and start it like that, and at least get the ground ready for Evergreen to come in, that would probably be a savings right there.
Right.
And then to sell the ramps that are sitting there, that would be, I can't believe we'd get that much money, but you never know. But there's all kind of possibilities, and hopefully it will cost the fundraising 600,000. You know, if we can get Reith Riley or Elmer's even to come in and do the asphalt and then sell the ramps, that kind of stuff, and if the city can remove, cause I'm thinking that 600,000 is like, they're gonna come in and they're gonna start and they're gonna finish it, open it up and say, there you go, folks. Not, you know, say, oh, no, we're not doing the asphalt for that, or we're not doing that. So that would probably, if we could find other sources for that, then that would bring the price down for what we need to raise.
Is that kind of the impression you got? It was from start to finish, the 600, or?
Well, there's $60 per square foot.
Right.
I don't know what,
Okay,
I think that's a good planning number,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
So then you have to take the particular site and what you want to do with it, and
There's excavation in there too, right?
I would think so.
Yeah. Now, might be.
So there could be some offsets if,
Yeah.
you know, if we went in there and hauled it away, or if we got a local contractor to do it, if we brought in our own sand. I mean,
It's
there's,
just coordinating everything.
yeah, and that's not going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars of swipes, but to be honest with you, the more you look at those parks, they're so neat. There's so many different things that are built into a skate park like that. Like, I don't know, it just makes me more excited. I kind of want to, we'll figure out the money part, because the park is really neat.
There's a video on somewhere on one of those links where you can see a adult actually skating one of them on a skateboard, and it's neat because he just keeps going and going
Yeah.
continuously from one thing to the next versus what we have now. I don't skateboard, but I assume you can do one or two things and then you have to get off your skateboard and go to something else.
Right.
I don't know if you're-
And I
this is
think-
really-
Have you all, well, I can send you the link to,
So I think our next move was kind of get Gabe back in the loop to fire things up.
Yes.
And I did talk to Gabe,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But he doesn't know about the $600,000.
No, he did not.
So, but, you know,
Right.
kind of keep the ball moving.
Moving,
in a
yes.
forward
And I think
direction.
one place where that 250 came from is from my friend in Frankfurt, because the principal at the school spearheaded that.
Oh.
And she had the numbers, when I talked to her about it. And I would think that skate park would be smaller than, or maybe smaller, maybe incomparable to what we would build. I can't believe that Onakama is that much bigger than what we would put in, or not Onakama, but
Frankfurt.
Ludington, and I know Frankfurt is not, because I've been to both of those. I know concrete's expensive, but. And according to what Gabe had said, Evergreen will come here and do it. You know, they will start you and finish you. And I'm sure there's a cost in that too.
there's a design build.
Yeah. there's
So
gotta be
they will
more.
design it, they will build it as a package, and that's what the $60 a square foot was.
Well, that's good, you know.
It's all
Because
inclusive.
that'll save us like hiring somebody else to like oversee it,
Right.
which is good.
And I would think there must be other skate park places.
Do you have your screen on?
Maybe, no, I don't. Maybe not. Maybe Evergreen has the monopoly. on
Can you
that.
see it? Oh,
Yeah.
this is the latest one that they built in Harbor Springs.
That's pretty cool.
So when I saw that image, the center part, it made me think of a propeller. So I wanted to start designing it today.
Yeah, there was
It's downtown, Harbor Springs.
I'm not sure where.
Can you put
Yeah.
it on the screen, Katie? Is it
It's not projecting.
being technically difficult?
Where's that?
I can turn it on, it's okay.
I think Traverse City has a skate park also, but I don't know exactly
We
where
got it
that's
figured out
at.
now, I think. There you go.
That's huge.
That was easy. All we had to do was plug
Yeah.
it in. That looks neat.
Wow.
It's just gorgeous.
It's nice how they paint the
cool.
edge.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's gotta be really helpful.
It doesn't say the size of the park, does it?
No. Maybe we could go to the city's website and it would say.
It said Frankfurt, but it's listed as Belding. Oh, I had the wrong one. Here's the Frankfurt one.
That looks nice too.
Used.
And I wonder, probably the more difficult the design is, the more money it would be. Like the more, the more,
Stuff, rails and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine.
Looks like you fill it and you can swim in it.
Yeah, it does. Oh, except for those drains at the bottom.
maybe after last weekend.
You add a water feature. Good golf course.
It's really cool.
Those folks are from Thompsonville, because I think that's the guy that I went to Thompsonville
Could be.
Thanks. Thank you.
They have, yeah.
to. Yeah.
So I will make motion to adjourn.
You have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.